All right, let's just jump right into it. We're talking about one of tech's most sought after and honestly, one of its most misunderstood careers, product management. It's a role with just massive influence and rewards, but trying to break in, it can feel completely impossible. So in the next few minutes, we're going to unpack a playbook with the exact steps you can take to land your very first PM role.
Look, getting into product management is notoriously tough. I mean, really tough. So you gotta ask, right? With a barrier to entry that high, why does everybody seem to want in? Let's tackle that exact question first.
The appeal of being a PM really boils down to three powerful things: influence, compensation, and just pure career growth. So let's take a look at each one.
First up is influence, and this is a big one. Think about this ratio. There's often only one product manager for every 10 or more engineers. Now, this doesn't mean you're the boss, not at all. But it does mean you have this immense ownership. You are right at the center of it all, shaping the product's vision and deciding what gets built.
Okay, second reason, the compensation is highly competitive. I mean, in the US, the average salary for a junior product manager kicks off at around $100,000. And that's usually before you even start talking about bonuses or stock options.
And third, the growth potential is just huge. The skills you develop are incredibly transferable. It's actually not uncommon for experienced PMs to go on and become founders or CEOs of their own companies. It's an incredible launchpad for a career.
This quote really just nails it. A great PM is, well, they're a hybrid. They've got to be part engineer, part designer, and part diplomat. And it's that really unique blend of skills that makes the role so challenging but also so rewarding. So with that in mind, let's look at the essential toolkit you're going to need to build. So what are the absolute non-negotiables? What skills do you need to succeed? Let's break down those core competencies. At the absolute core of everything is product strategy. I mean, this is the art and the science of taking some high-level vision and turning it into a concrete, actionable plan. It's all about deciding what to build, when to build it, and maybe most importantly, why.
All these individual skills really fall into three main buckets. It all starts with strategic thinking, really understanding the market and the user. Then you need the technical execution skills, not to write code, but to be able to analyze data and manage a roadmap. And finally, none of that matters without leadership and communication, because you've got to rally the entire team behind that vision.
But here's the tough part. Even if you have all the right skills, you are going to run headfirst into the biggest hurdle for pretty much every aspiring PM out there. It is the classic chicken and egg problem. Companies want to hire PMs who already have experience. But you can't get that direct product experience without having the job in the first place. It's this super frustrating loop that can feel impossible to break. And this data just shows you how intense the competition is for those few entry-level roles that do exist. The top associate product manager programs or APM programs, they have acceptance rates below 1%. I mean, you literally have a better chance of getting into Harvard. It's wild. So, given that paradox, how in the world do you break through? We've distilled the solution down into a really practical 4-step playbook. Now, this playbook isn't just a straight line. Think of it more like a loop. It all starts with building knowledge, reading the books, taking the courses, just learning the language of product. But knowledge is pretty useless without action, right? So you immediately move to applying your skills, even on small side projects, to create something tangible. That work becomes your portfolio, which is absolutely crucial for proving you can do the job. And finally, you use that portfolio as your ticket to network and interview, which in turn shows you what knowledge you still need to build. See? Each step just feeds right into the next one. But you have to remember, this playbook, it's not a straight line from start to finish. For most successful PMs, the path isn't linear at all. It's kind of zigzaggy. Let's look at a few real-world examples of how people navigated their own unique paths into the role. Okay, so take Kristen's path. Instead of trying to start from scratch as a junior PM, she leveraged what she already knew, her expertise in data insights. She targeted a very specialized senior PM role that needed that exact skill, and she effectively bypassed all that entry-level competition. Then you've got Michael. He leveraged his background to analytics and was just relentless about finding a mentor inside his company. And that relationship was totally key, because when a PM role opened up on his mentor's team, guess who was the first person they thought of? And finally, there's Mulseen's story. He made an internal transfer at Google, coming from a finance role. What he did was prove his value within the company first. And then he used his broader business experience to show he had the strategic mindset they needed for a product role. The key takeaway here is that there are so many paths to product management. You absolutely can, and you should, leverage your own unique background to create your own way in. So you have the playbook, and you've seen how other people have done it. The only real question left is, what problem will you solve first?